Everything was dark. Everything was silent. And I heard a voice coming out through the dimness saying, "Albie, this is Eva Garrido. You're in the Maputo Central Hospital. Your arm is in lamentable condition. You have to face the future with courage." And into the darkness I said, "What happened?" And this time it was a woman's voice, and she said, "There was a car bomb." And that made sense of what I dimly remembered of sudden darkness, of feeling somebody dragging me, of shouting, leave me, I'd rather die here," shouting in English and in Portuguese, but not too loudly because I was a lawyer in a public place. And feeling angry that if the people from Pretoria were going to kidnap me from Mozambique and put me in prison in South Africa, at least the car in which they dragged me should have decent springs. And then darkness again. But when I fainted into darkness after hearing this voice saying it was a car bomb, it was with a sense of euphoria and delight. I knew I was safe. Suddenly I feel myself still in darkness, but very light, joyous, free. And I start reflecting on the voice saying it was a car bomb. And I tell myself a joke. It's a joke about Jaime Cohen, who like me is a Jew. He falls off a bus and he gets up and he makes that sign, and someone says, "Jaime, I didn't know you were Catholic." "What do you mean Catholic?" "Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch." And I started with the testicles. I, who've tried without any success at all throughout my life to be macho, earned a huge reputation in the ANC camps. The first thing Comrade Albie did was reach for his balls. Everything in place. My hand goes up to wallet. No damage there. My hand goes up to my head. There are no craters. My brain will be all right. And then this hand slides down, and I discover I've lost a portion of my arm. That's all I've lost. I think every freedom fighter goes to sleep every night wondering, will I get through the night? Wakes up, will I get through the day? If and when they come for me, will I be brave? Will I survive? And they'd come for me, and I'd survived. And I felt tremendous. And then I fainted back into the darkness again. About 4 months later, I've learned to do my bodily functions. I've learned to stand, to walk, even to run slowly, to write with my left, to find a way of tying a shoelace. I'm still very weak. And I'm out of hospital, and I'm told the ANC is sending 2 members of the National Executive to meet with you. And the doorbell rings, and I get up and I slowly walk there. In my dressing gown, I open the door, and it's Jacob Zuma and John and Cuddy Meng. John and Cuddy Meng, like my dad, had been a trade union leader. He'd known my father, Albie Sachs, Garment Workers Union. He has a long, sad, solemn face. And Jacob Zuma had been the ANC chief representative in Mozambique, where I was blown up. I'd known him there for a number of years. And he had a big, warm, embracing smile. We walk into the little sitting room, and I'm determined to get John and Cuddy Meng to smile, because I'm feeling triumphant. I survived. And I tell the story about being dragged and shouting, but not too loudly, because I am a lawyer in a public place. And Jacob Zuma gives me a big, big, big gurgle, but John and Cuddy Meng remains grave. And I remember that one of his sons had been blown up and hadn't survived. And he's looking at my arm, and I think people who see me without an arm for the first time always feel a certain sense of shock. And then I tell the story, the great climax of testicles, spectacles, spectacles, testicles, wallet, watch. And Zuma rolls around, almost falls off the chair, and John and Cuddy Meng still looks very, very grave. And I had a very strong emotion as I'm telling the story, particularly the connection with Jacob Zuma. There's an African way of storytelling where you don't rush to the punchline and get a sudden outburst of climactic laughter. You build up slowly, you enjoy the journey, you engage with the listeners, with all the little subtleties and quirks of human nature and what people are like. And I remember saying to myself at the time, this is what our new South Africa will be, the Zulu African appreciation of humor and storytelling, mingling with the old Jewish joke. And we will share, we bring in what we've got. We remain who we are, but we share with everybody else. It's a very, very strong feeling at the time. The new non-racial South Africa is not an homogenized society in which everybody is the same and everybody responds in the same way to everything. It's a society in which we each bring in what we have to offer and we share with what everybody else has to offer.